Diamond stories.
Chapter 1. The Peculiar Pizzazz of the Stunula Bird. In a far-flung corner of the world, nestled amidst the shimmering waves of the endless ocean, lay an island that time seemed to have forgotten. It was a place where the palm trees whispered secrets to the breeze, and the sun painted the sky with hues of gold and lavender. Here on this enchanting isle lived a bird unlike any other, a very rare bird indeed, the Stunula bird. Now, the Stunula bird was not your average feathered fellow. Oh no! She was a feathery marvel, a real spectacle of the avian world. Her plumage was as white as freshly fallen snow, glistening in the sunlight like 1,000 tiny diamonds. Her eyes, as big and round as saucers, held an expression of perpetual surprise, as if the world was a never-ending box of unexpected delights. Perched atop the tallest palm, she puffed out her chest, a fluffy cloud of feathers, and surveyed her kingdom. The island was her realm, and she its benevolent queen. But unlike other birds who might chirp and tweet melodiously, the Stunula bird had a voice that could only be described as a cacophony of curiously comical squawks. It was a sound that resonated through the jungle like a rusty bicycle horn or a mischievous clown's honk. But what truly set the Stunula bird apart was her penchant for the peculiar. While other birds flitted around catching worms and insects, she preferred a diet of the island's exotic fruits, which she devoured with gusto. Imagine, if you will, a bird nibbling on a mango with the elegance of a duchess at tea, yet with the enthusiasm of a child in a sweet shop. The Stunula bird was a creature of habit, but her habits were as quirky as they were endearing. Every morning she would perform a peculiar dance on the sand, her little feet leaving patterns as intricate as a lace doily. It was a dance that seemed to summon the sun itself, coaxing it to rise with a wink and a grin. The other animals on the island were utterly captivated by her antics. The monkeys chattered in amusement, and the turtles craned their necks to catch a glimpse of her daily performance. Even the grumpy old iguana found himself smirking at her antics despite himself, but the Stunula bird was blissfully unaware of her own charm. Her days were filled with the simple joys of island life, basking in the warmth of the sun, dancing in the rain, and singing her riotous tunes to the whispering waves. Indeed, the Stunula bird was a marvel of nature, a living, breathing testament to the wonders of a world where the unexpected was always just around the corner. And on this magical island, she was not just another bird, but the heart and soul of a paradise that pulsed with laughter and life. And so the Stunula bird lived on, a feathery beacon of joy in a world that was all too often grey. Little did she know that her adventures were only just beginning, and that the island held secrets yet to be discovered.
Diamond stories where birds ignite. From reports to diaries, our stories take flight. With vocabulary gems and plots so grand, we'll transport you to worlds across every land. Get ready to listen to stories to ignite your imagination, where each story... Diamond stories where birds...
Chapter 2. The Mysterious Voyage of Sarah the Stunula bird. One fine morning, as the sun peeked over the horizon, painting the sky in swirls of pink and orange, Sarah the Stunula bird felt an unfamiliar flutter in her heart. It was a curious sensation, like the tickle of a feather or the whisper of a secret breeze. The neighbouring island, distant and mysterious, beckoned her with an irresistible allure. Now Sarah was a creature of comfort, accustomed to the cheerful camaraderie of her island companions, yet the call of adventure was too tantalizing to resist. With a determined glint in her saucer-like eyes, she fluffed her snowy feathers and took to the sky, her wings slicing through the crisp morning air. As she soared over the glistening waves, a shiver of excitement mixed with a twinge of apprehension. The neighbouring island loomed ahead, cloaked in a veil of mist and mystery. It was a place of shadowy forests and unfamiliar sounds, a realm where the unknown lurked around every corner. Upon landing, Sarah was greeted not by the friendly chatter of monkeys or the gentle murmur of turtles, but by an eerie silence. The air was thick with tension, and the trees seemed to whisper ominous secrets. Her heart pounded like a distant drum, each beat echoing the uncertainty of her new surroundings. As she ventured deeper into the island, Sarah encountered creatures unlike any she had known. There were sly foxes with eyes that glinted with mischief, and haughty peacocks who strutted about with an air of superiority. They eyed her with suspicion, their whispers sharp as daggers. "Who is this strange bird?" they muttered amongst themselves. "What business does she have here?" Sarah, ever the optimist, approached them with her usual friendly demeanor, but instead of a warm welcome, she was met with cold stares and mocking laughter. The foxes snickered, flicking their bushy tails, while the peacocks turned their backs, feathers shimmering with disdain. Feeling a pang of sadness, Sarah realized that this island was nothing like her own. Here, kindness was scarce, and friendship seemed as distant as the stars. Her heart ached with each cruel word, each dismissive glance, until she felt like a lone ship adrift in a stormy sea. But Sarah was no ordinary bird. Deep within her, a spark of resilience flickered to life. She knew she had to find her way back home, to the place where laughter danced on the breeze and acceptance came as naturally as the sunrise. With renewed determination, she spread her wings and took flight, leaving behind the dark shadows of the unfriendly island. As she soared over the waves, the warmth of her own island came into view, a beacon of hope and familiarity. When she finally touched down on her beloved isle, the animals gathered around, their faces alight with relief and joy. Sarah had returned, and with her came a newfound understanding of the true value of home and the simple, beautiful power of kindness. And so Sarah the Stunula bird learned a valuable lesson. The world was vast and varied, filled with both wonder and challenge, but it was the light of friendship and love that truly illuminated her path, guiding her back to the heart of her island paradise.
Diamond stories where words ignite. From reports to diaries, our stories take flight. With vocabulary gems and plots so grand, we'll transport you to worlds across every land. Get ready to listen to stories to ignite your imagination, where each story